So I gave myself, I was about to quit, honestly. So I would say August of 2019, because I opened up in 2019, August of 2019, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I am exhausted. I'm not getting any clients. I can't do this. So I said, I'm going to run a Black Friday sale. If I do enough in my Black Friday sale, I will continue. And so I made maybe like $1,200, which to me was a lot at the time because I was pretty much making nothing. And so my Black Friday sale, I made $1,200. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just keep doing this. So then the next month, I took a group coaching marketing course. I paid like $1,000, and from there I just kept taking courses. So I would say probably about 6 months of just me educating myself, which isn't that long. I started to understand.
Go. Welcome to the Dustin Sanchez TV Lawyer Marketing Show. Today we have a special guest, Michelle Murphy, a trademark attorney out of Florida. I'm just going to bring Michelle into the stream. 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Hi.
Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. You know, I had a great show with another attorney. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name right now, so I'm gonna have to edit this out.
Is it Aiden?
I had a great show with Aiden Durham. I guess she's kind of small business attorney out of Colorado.
Yep.
And so she, after the show, she suggested that I have you on. And so here I am bringing you on the show. So can you give us some background as to, you know, what kind of law do you practice? Where do you practice? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I practice mostly trademark law. I would say about 85% of my practice is trademark law. And then I also practice a little bit of contract law and just some business formations. I'm based out of Florida. I'm Florida barred. I've lived in Florida my whole life. I traveled up to DC, worked for the Department of Justice for about 4 years, and then I was cold and ready to get back home, so I came back to Florida.
Yeah, DC to Florida, quite the climate change.
Yeah.
Both, not only in weather, but politically as well. Well, how long have you been practicing?
Since 2013, so 8 years now.
8 years. Wow, time's flying.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
So you're at wilsonmurphylaw.com. We're going to have specs on you and where you can be reached in the description. You say you're out of Florida right now. You know, I'm seeing you on several different platforms, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube as well. You got a nice active blog on wilsonmurphylaw.com/learn. Before we get into that, can you tell us a little bit about how did you become a lawyer? You know, what were you doing before law school? Is this your first career? How did you end up practicing law?
So, this is my first career. I went to Florida State University in Tallahassee, Florida. Okay. I was initially looking into like the doctor realm, but I don't like blood. So that wasn't going to work for me. And so I decided to do poli-sci, the basic major of most attorneys. But I will say Legally Blonde was a huge inspiration for me because it just showed that you could be yourself and, you know, still be an attorney. Most attorneys, like, it shows very button up, you know, a little bit staunchy, but in that movie, she was able to, you know, do what she wanted, still be fashionable, still be cute, and still kick ass as far as in the courtroom. So, yeah.
Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. Okay, so somehow you ended up in trademark. You know, how did you get your start in trademark law?
So it's a funny story. I was initially going to do debt collection law when I was going to open up my firm.
Okay.
I that was what I was doing prior to working at the DOJ. I was on the debtor's defense side. So I was going to just go back to that because that's basically all I knew. DOJ was such a niche.
Yep.
It was just I could not translate that to my own practice. And so I was going to go back to debtor's defense. And then one night I had a dream. I was working with a YouTuber, a really popular YouTuber. I was talking to her, and she was having like issues with her YouTube channel. And I was like, well, why don't you just go talk to your lawyer? Like, what? And she's like, well, I don't think there's lawyers for what I do. And I like woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, are
Wow.
there lawyers for this? And so at 3 a.m., I'm like Googling everything, just like, is this something that is a thing? And so I started seeing more people were in the influencer space, attorneys were in the influencer space. And I was like, oh, I can do this. And so I was seeing what their practice areas were. And a lot of it was trademarks, contracts, that type of law. I was like, okay, well, I want to do that too. So I had already set up my website for debtor's defense. This is a month before opening. I just switched everything over and I was like, this is what I'm doing. And that's what I did.
Oh, wow. Was that Wilson Murphy law that was set up for
Yeah, it was
debtors?
still the same name.
Okay, wow, because it's a very unique design as far as lawyer law firms go. I really like that. I'm seeing more and more in a, and it's really female attorneys who are kind of taking that path you've described. It brings to mind Aiden Durham, Angela Langlotz out of Dallas. There's a woman on Instagram, Miss Crystal. I don't know her real name, but she works with entertainment law.
Mm.
Um, I wonder why kind of the influencer space, the digital entertainment space is drawing female attorneys like yourself. Do you have any insight into that?
I think it's because a lot of the influencers are women. Well, I noticed
Yeah.
that a lot of the like fashion influencers and just the space is, I think it's woman dominated from what I can tell. So I think it just naturally, since they're women, we're drawn to it also. And because I knew I wanted to work with women. Like I knew for a fact I wanted to work with women. So I think that's why it's so dominated by women because we just kind of see them in us.
Yeah. You make a good point, and I never know how to say this politically correct or without offending people, but there was the time when the University of Houston Law Center invited me back to speak at like career day. And there were several female law students in the room. And I didn't know how to say, I just don't know how to say it. I hesitate to say it now, but uh, when I see future women attorneys, I think you guys have this great opportunity because the reason I think there are so many female influencers is because it's easier for a female to garner attention on the internet than someone like me.
I agree.
I don't know how to say that without sounding like an old, antiquated
Right.
boy or something, but I feel like there's such opportunity out there, like a gold mine for female attorneys who are willing to harness the power of the internet,
Right.
especially on video. And again, the reason I hesitate, one time I even told that to one of my clients, and she was offended and said, hey, I'm not trying to use my sexuality uh, to market my law firm. And I didn't, of course, I wasn't telling her to do that. I was trying to make a point that because of the world we live in, females seem to have an easier time garnering attention on the internet, all things considered, all things being
Right.
equal, than maybe their male counterparts. Can you talk a bit about that?
I know for me, I like to see pretty things. So when I see someone maybe in a cute outfit or their makeup is done really well, normally it's women that are in those spaces. And that's just, kind of is what it is. We're shoppers mostly. We're the ones that are usually buying stuff. Um, I mean, my husband, he's a shopper. I'm not, he has more clothes than me,
Okay.
but I don't think it's as common for men to have that kind of style or fashion sense because a lot of the times they usually have a uniform. Um, but women are more, I feel like, experimental when it comes to like their clothing, fashion, makeup, all that stuff. So I think it's naturally like that's what we know, I guess. Oh, well, not I don't want to, say everybody, but I know we like to experiment more.
Yes, and I think, it's called social media. And in my experience, women tend to be more social than men.
Right. I
Uh,
agree.
okay, so kind of got off track there, but I also want to talk about who are your clients? Who do you help and how do you help them?
So I will say that when I first started, the majority of my clients were Black women because they saw somebody that looked like them. Now I've had more of a variety of clients. The more that I've, put myself out there, more people have come to me of all different backgrounds at this point. But that's who I knew I wanted to help because when it comes to like intellectual property, especially, you always just see people like my people, their stuff gets stolen and they just don't know what to do. They don't have the resources. They don't know, where to start or where to begin when it comes to this, especially now everyone's going viral or everyone at least has the chance to go viral.
Yes.
And so when they do, they're just kind of like they don't know what to do, or these bigger brands go in and do their thing because they have unlimited amounts of dollars to advertise and market and do everything else. Um, so that's
Well,
kind of what my
that
inspiration.
is interesting. That's an interesting point. I have never thought of the legal ramifications or maybe the business ramifications of the sudden fame that comes with going viral.
Yeah.
Probably when that happens, a bunch of opportunities come into your life that you hadn't expected. And with those opportunities, maybe some legal responsibilities. Can you talk a bit about what someone might expect if they go viral? What are they facing business wise, legal wise, where they need a trademark lawyer or someone like you?
So I would say, obviously, influencer wise, more companies are going to be reaching out to you. They want the contract, they want you to sign contracts with them. Um, and then also, recently, I don't know if you are like really into the virality of social media.
Yes.
Recently, where the money reside, that guy who had the car commercial, he went viral on TikTok and he ended up filing his trademark with one of my colleagues. And but it like that the fact that he did that so quickly was like that was a good thing. Like that was a good thing. He realized what he had and he was able to go get it done. But a lot of people wait so long that the saying gets popular and then the trademark office is like, oh no, this is generic. Can't, no,
Oh,
it's not a trademark. And so a lot of the times people don't realize that. Like you need to, if you go viral, like go talk to a lawyer immediately because the opportunities are going to start rolling in.
good to know. I never thought about that. Okay, so also your about page on your website also talks about you were a blogger at one time.
Yeah.
Can you talk about your blogging? That's how I got my start.
So in
I
2000,
hope
what,
yours isn't
10?
embarrassing as mine because you don't want to talk about it, but let's talk about your blogging start.
So in 2010, this is like way back when it was just kicking off. I had what was it? Blog, blogger.com?
Blogspot or
Blogspot.
blogger.com.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
same
I
company
had
now.
one and I was talking about makeup, hair, like products. That was what my theme was or my content was about. And so I did that. I was getting free products to promote and do giveaways with. And so I was in that space. I went to law school and stopped, and I regret it to this day. I do. I truly regret it because I did not want people to think like, oh, you can't take her seriously because she's
Oh man,
a beauty blog. So I stopped it. And I always wonder, like, where would I have been if I continued?
for
Um,
sure. It's so
but
important to build an audience of some kind, build people and who are interested in what you have to say, and you can take that to every different
yeah,
career with you. It's like an instant client base,
yeah,
or instant traffic,
yeah,
or notoriety, or yeah. Too bad you didn't keep going with that.
yeah. And I was even like, before I even knew what SEO was, I was on Google page one for some of my products. Like, I
Wow.
did not know about any of this stuff. I just liked what I liked, and people started reaching out to me to, promote for them. But yeah, once I went to law school, I was like, I can't do this because it's not professional. Stupid me.
Hmm. Yeah, mine was a dating blog, so I kind of went through great efforts to sanitize that from the internet. Um, I bet that gives you an incredible insight into your clients, though, to what exactly they're going through.
Right.
You can speak their language, like SEO. Most
Hmm.
attorneys wouldn't know to say that at all. You can speak their language very well. Um, so kind of a good segue into marketing. I see you on Instagram. I see you on YouTube. I see you on TikTok. That's really where I kind of wanted to see what you're doing on TikTok because it's such a new platform. A
Right.
little bit on Facebook. Of course, I talked about how wilsonmurphylaw.com is pretty unique in terms of design. And it does remind me of those early 2010 fashion blogs, pastel colors. Uh, but in your space, it's perfect for what you do.
Right.
Uh, it might look weird as a bankruptcy attorney law site or debt collection, but it looks great for what you do. Trademark, working with influencers, just everything you're doing, marketing speaks to your exact clients.
Yeah.
So, can we talk about your marketing strategy overall? What are you doing on the internet, off the internet? What are you doing to market yourself?
So I mostly do social media, if you cannot tell.
I
I
can tell.
don't do a lot of offline marketing. I did want to start this year in 2020, or well, last year in 2020 to, start going to more networking events. Well, I guess the universe had something different for me because that didn't happen. But I think I would say at the beginning of 2020, I had started going to more women's small business events. I was presenting at them. And then I was also going to have my own event, but in March of last year, but then COVID happened and I just didn't do it. And then that's when I actually started going in more on my TikTok.
Okay.
So I had the time, more time, because at that point I was still working. I was working a 9 to 5 while building my firm. I mean, we obviously have to pay student loans, so money needed to be coming in.
Yes.
So once I started working remotely, I had a little bit more time. So I started, going on TikTok a bit more, trying to figure out that platform, how I could use it myself. And one of my videos blew up and I got about 7,000 followers off of it.
Wow. One video.
One video. And then it just kind of went from there. And I just kept creating and more followers came. And now I'm at about 10.7. But this was all in a span of like 5 months. And I'm still at like 5,000 on Instagram. And I've been on there for about 2 years now. Um,
Okay. Why do you think that is? Why do you think you're able to grow so much faster on TikTok right now than, say, Instagram?
I think it's just the algorithm is different. It's a newer platform. Um, I think people just right now have the chance to blow up over there. And that's why I did it because I missed the Instagram. I missed the old Instagram mark, when the algorithm was in chronological
Mm,
order and all that.
got you.
But I knew, like, I was like, this might be something. Like, this platform might be something. And I was like, let me just try it. Let me go all in on it. And now it's like one of the biggest platforms right now. So,
Yeah, it's so hard to advise attorneys as to what platform to choose because they come and go so fast. I do know there's an advantage to being an early adopter anywhere because every platform they're trying to get followers,
right.
a user base, and they know the easiest way to do that is to make people popular fast.
Yeah.
You quit being active on maybe Instagram and you switch your efforts to TikTok.
Right.
Now you can grow quickly. You as a trademark attorney, that's federal law. Most attorneys who practice at all, it's a local business. If
Right.
you're a DWI lawyer, you're only taking people in Tampa because that's where you are.
Right.
And so there are some disadvantages to social media in that regard because it's largely a worldwide platform.
Right.
You being trademarked, do you get people in other states besides Florida from your social media efforts?
Yeah, I've gotten clients in Australia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I just started getting Florida clients maybe in the middle of last year. Like most of my clients were in other states. But once I started going to more local business, more local events, I started getting a few more local clients in Tampa. But yeah, most of my clients they're everywhere.
Wow.
All over.
It's very anyone that practices some kind of federal law, it's just a law that's not local based. I think social media, kind of what you're doing, is a great way to expand your reach. And of course, it can help you in your city too. But you said you were working a 9 to 5, building your firm. I think most attorneys would not do what you do. Most attorneys try to hire someone like me or maybe Yelp, or they give control of their marketing to someone else. You, on the other hand, did the exact opposite. You kind of said, let me build this firm. Talk to us about that process, why you decided to do that and how it's worked out.
Money. I was looking into marketing, and I actually did hire someone to help me with my marketing in maybe June of last year, and it just was not me. I have made my platform very much my personality, and what they wanted to do was very PI like, and
Yeah.
that's not my people. So once I started taking more marketing, because I started taking marketing classes, like I dove into marketing, psychology of marketing, just general marketing. Like I've taken so many marketing courses at this point from other, coaches and just other people. And I just went all in because I wanted to know myself. If I'm going to hire this out, I need to know something. And
Wow.
that has actually helped me so much because I just hired someone for my Instagram for my other business, the CEO Legal Loft, which is more of like legal education.
Okay.
But I know what is right and what is wrong. And so when I hire someone, I can be like, you know what, you're trying to pull my leg. You're not doing it, like this isn't right. I know it.
Wow.
I know at least what to do. I may not be the best at it, but I have I have some knowledge. So I mean, I actually enjoy it. I enjoy interacting with people. I enjoy the engagement that I get on my platform. And I think people enjoy it too because my inbox is like full.
Michelle, that is awesome. You dropped 3 incredible nuggets there. The first thing you said, money, as in the lack of money. I get a lot into the Stoic philosophy, and there's this book called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. And a lot of times someone would say, I don't have money, and so I need to make money to hire someone to market me. You kind of looked at the obstacle is the way. I don't have money, so what can I do, to do my own marketing without money? And I think that's actually any attorney that realizes that's a huge advantage for them when they don't have money and they have to learn it themselves. Because inevitably, if you find a marketing person in the lawyer space who knows what they're doing, you've hit the lottery. Everyone else is just copying what they see on television, which
Right.
doesn't work on the internet. And what do you see on television? Have you been injured in a mesothelioma? And you got lawyers standing behind some columns and suits,
Yeah.
that does not work. I don't know that that works on television, but it certainly doesn't work on the internet.
No.
And And so you said you took classes, you educated yourself. Being, I think marketing is a core competency. There are some things you can't outsource, marketing being one of them. You really can't outsource that unless you know something about marketing.
Right.
Of course, they don't teach us that in law school.
I
I don't think they're teaching marketing at marketing classes in college. But
don't think so either.
um, so it's really just intelligent of you to know, you before you could outsource that, you had to know what was going on. What the people you hired for marketing, was that a monthly fee? Did you get any return on that investment?
It was a monthly fee, and no, I did not get a return on my investment, not even a little bit. But it did teach me, like, you know what, maybe just try to continue doing it yourself for now until you find the right person.
Wow. And you say your inbox is full. So obviously, let me ask you this. Would you consider yourself a marketing expert?
I don't think so, but people come, oh no, so many attorneys are starting to come to me now asking me about marketing. So maybe they think I am. I wouldn't say I am. I don't think I am personally. I just know how to market myself. I like, if somebody came to me and wanted me to market them, I don't know that I could do that. So I feel like when you can translate it over to somebody else, then you're an expert. I don't think I can do that.
See, that's again two important points. The first thing I want to encourage everybody, you don't know how, you don't need to know a lot to be effective when you're marketing yourself. And I always tell people that want to hire me to do their marketing, I tell them, if you were to just take control of your own marketing, there's no way someone like me could beat you, even though I'm a marketing expert. It's just, you said you didn't like that firm because it was not me. They weren't capturing your personality, I guess.
Yeah.
And if you can show yourself to the world, you're going to beat almost anyone you can hire. That's also why a lot of attorneys have trouble finding someone who actually knows marketing. Anytime I see someone and I see, man, this is good marketing, I always try to ask that person, how did you find this person that you're working with? Because it literally is like hitting the lottery. Typically what happens is someone gets good at marketing themselves, and then you're right. The challenge is, how do I scale this out to someone that's not me?
Right.
Uh, so very good point that you make there. You're kind of favoring video. At least TikTok is only video. I see some image only posts on your Instagram. What do you think about the difference between, say, video and just maybe posting an image or a blog article somewhere?
I think video just connects with people. You can see my face, you can see my facial expressions, you hear how I talk. I think that I hated video. I will tell you, I hated video. I hated how my voice sounded. I wasn't confident. I felt like I sounded like a little mouse or something. I was like, I cannot do video. And then I posted one video. I think it was, yeah, two years ago when I first started out, probably 3 months into my law firm. I posted one video, really basic. What's the difference between a copyright, trademark, and a patent? Like, it was 3 minutes, nothing nothing too much. And it did so well. And then I was like, okay, well, people seem to like this. So I will get over myself.
Yeah.
And I will continue making videos because clearly this is going to get me more traction. I want to make money. I want to build my firm. And I'm going to do it whatever it takes to do that. I'm going to do it and get over myself. So I think a lot of the times, because I talk to a lot of lawyers, they're like, I hate video. I don't feel good about myself. I look weird. Well, I didn't either, but I did it. And
Okay.
here we are.
One of the people I help do their marketing is an elder law attorney, and I'm trying to convince them to do video. And one of the things they said, which I didn't have an answer for, is they're trying to build a law firm that they can sell. And they feel like if they do video, it's them, they can't sell them for marketing. What do you think about that?
I think that's a valid point. I think that's valid. I am the face of my firm. I know somebody else she's building her firm. She is the face of her firm too, but now she's introducing more people to her audience. So they're seeing her team and they're kind of getting that, it's not just her anymore. She has these people around her. And I think if you can build your team out and showcase your team, I don't think it's going to be as hard to transition it over.
Okay. You keep saying my people. I feel like you are my people, kind of you're a lawyer, but maybe you're more of an entrepreneur than an attorney. And that might explain the CEO legal loft. That's kind of a second Instagram when I stalked you everywhere. That's what I found about you. The CEO legal loft on Instagram. What is that? Talk to us about that.
It's a more of a legal educational resource. It's for small businesses that can't quite afford me as a one-to-one, but they still need the resources. They need contract templates. They need to understand at least the basics of the legal aspects of their business. So I just created that for those type of people. I truly do believe everyone, no matter how much money they're making, should at least have some type of legal access. That's why we became lawyers, to help people. Well,
Yes.
a lot of us did. Some of us did it for more so money. But at the end of the day, we want people to have legal access. And that's the bar's that is the bar's like motto. They want everyone to be able to have legal access. So I created that for that group that, maybe they're where I was 2 years ago, not knowing a thing, like not a thing. And at least they have something. If they don't have access to a lawyer, they have access to at least some type of resource that can help them out.
Okay. A lot of attorneys, even when we're successful, we come to the realization that we cannot work ourselves out of this business. We're not making money unless we're doing the work. It seems like because you have this blogger background, you were able to find a way to make some passive income with your legal services. And I think maybe that is why you have this CEO loft offshoot. Is that a way to work yourself out of the legal business to kind of make some form of passive income there?
Ding, ding, ding. That is absolutely my dream. My dream is to really, that's why I got the name Trademark. Like, my dream is really for the CEO Legal Loft to build up. And that kind of just becomes my thing. And my law firm becomes a very, very, very exclusive, high ticket service.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Part of my soapbox, I keep saying legal services are becoming commoditized. Especially SEO is helping this happen. Someone needs a DWI attorney, and so they go look for a keyword. And no matter who's on page one, to the client, it's all the same person. So who's charging the lead amount? And so because of that, I think it's difficult for lawyers to find a way out to, like, how do I decommoditize myself? You kind of went the other way. You said, what are the commodities in my space? A contract, or I'm not exactly sure what all you sell on CEO Legal Loft, but I saw some packages that you could just buy, almost like, hey, again, the obstacle is the way. Okay, they're commoditizing the legal space. Let me jump in front of that and sell those commodities passively. Was that your business mindset going into that?
Yeah. I already knew, like, I had already started this on Wilson Murphy Law last year. I didn't like how it was being presented, so I shut my shop down on that website. So I sat down because I had more time during COVID to just like think about what I wanted out of this more passive side of my business. And so I was looking at my competition. Of course, you should be. And I was seeing what they were doing. And I was like, okay, I can do this too. But I want I want my vibe to be a little bit different from what they're doing. And I told my brand designer, I was like, these are my competition. This is what their pages look like. This is how they're coming off. I told her I want to be the CB2 or Crate and Barrel of
Wow.
document services. I want it to feel high end still, but
Okay.
it's still at a lower cost. And she nailed it. Super happy with my branding and everything. Um, and I'm starting to build that up now because obviously you see I'm on the Trademark Attorney every single day, marketing on my stories on, IGTV. I'm doing something on there, reels.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I need help with this. I can't do both. I just can't. So I hired a social media marketer to help me out now. So we're working on that together. But I still want to continue being the trademark attorney, like being my baby, I guess, my baby.
Okay, I hear you. What as far as Wilson Murphy law, driving traffic, because you said you're on Instagram stories. I just know how time consuming marketing can be if you try to be everywhere.
Right.
Uh, what are you doing as far as daily when it comes to marketing?
I would say daily, I try to post at least like 5 stories. And what makes it really easy for me is that I truly take you behind the scenes of my day. So about 4 times a week, I go to Target. So when I go, I'm like, hey guys, you want to see what I bought from Target? And of course, people want to see what I bought from Target. And so I'm able to do that more organically instead of like talking about legal stuff. I mean, that's fine. I try to do that more so on my feed, and then on my stories, I just go behind my life. Like I just go behind the scenes of that. Sometimes I'll cook. Sometimes I'll just show my desk. Um, I'll let people know like what my to-do list looks like. Yeah.
Okay, I am afraid that nobody's hearing what you're saying here. Because again, when people ask me for help, I tell them, I always bring up this show, $1 million listing. There's $1 million listing New York.
Mhm.
I think there was Miami, LA. Ryan Serhant, or Frederick, or the other guy. I can't remember his name. But Ryan Serhant doesn't try to rank for best New York City or now LA, best LA real estate agent. He's on a reality TV show, and he's on that reality TV show as a real estate agent. Sometimes he's riding in a cab. He didn't necessarily make a video about how to go to closing in 30 days. He made a video about himself as a real estate agent driving in a cab, and someone's sitting there with a camera filming him. I mean, gosh, someone that is a trademark attorney, their first question, I can just hear, well, what do I talk about? Do I talk? It's been so long since I was in IP law, but and how dumb would I sound telling people, film yourself at Target looking for the latest whatever you buy there. But that is literally what works. Show people your life as whatever it is you are. It wouldn't work if you sat down and only talked about trademark law.
Right. And I was doing that at one point at the beginning of my firm. I knew I wanted to be different. I knew I didn't want to be like the staunchy suit and tie girl, but at the same time, I still wanted to be respected, right? And so I would still make beautiful images and talk about trademark law. But I would say more so in like the last 2 to 3 months, I've been like, you know what? This is my social media, and I want to talk about what I want to talk about. So I
Wow.
started doing that more, and I've gotten so much more engagement. I post even in my on my feed where most of the stuff is about trademark law. I started talking more about my story, me being broke my first year of business, me making no money, but coming out on the other side. Like people want to hear about that, especially other business owners, because they're kind of they were in that space at one point, or they're there right now. So
Well, very good points you're making. Instagram has, of course, you can post pictures. That's kind of like the main platform. And
right.
then stories is exactly what you're saying, behind the scenes. somehow connecting with people. And more and more platforms has that. LinkedIn has LinkedIn stories now. Facebook has Facebook stories. Of course, it comes from Snapchat. Uh,
Right.
you're just doing such a great job of this strategy. If you go, I'm on my other screen, I'm looking at your Instagram. And of course, one of your pictures is time is a commodity I don't discount. Your time is valuable. Another picture are trademark application filing basis. Okay, so this is kind of like if your social media was a mullet, this is business in the front, right? In the back is your stories, party in the rear. So in your stories, you're telling them about some of the issues you went through in making a business, not without any money. Just doing such an incredible job. You kind of have an intuitive understanding of this. I don't know if you were in a marketing class and they told you business in the front, party in the rear. Probably you gained some insight from your blogging days and just from educating yourself on marketing. Because again, whenever I can convince someone to use stories, they'll go on there and try to put a blog post into a 15-second story.
Right.
I don't know, filing a patent or something. And I'm like, you don't get it. The story is where you connect with people. God, you're doing just an insanely good job of utilizing this marketing on social media. What are you doing, would you say, that's not working? Like, what are you failing at in terms of marketing right now?
I will say this. I don't know what I created, but my email list is not popping at all. I cannot get traction on that thing. Everyone is like the money is in the list. The money is in the list. Yeah, kinda, but no, not for me. My money's on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I just cannot figure it out. I write great emails. I write them myself. I've taken copywriting course. Like I am all in on marketing. So I've taken the copywriting courses. I've taken email courses, and I just can't get the traction. So I mean,
Okay.
I have my list. I continue to build it. There's like 5,000 people on it. It's there, but it seems like crickets a little bit.
I'm so glad you bring that up. I've been saying forever, email is not the best way for lawyers to market themselves because you could be doing so much right, and it could be your copy's right, your header, your subject lines are perfect, but maybe the servers, maybe you're using Constant Contact and the Constant Contact servers, Google knows are mostly spam, so they funnel all of those to the promotions folder. And it's so much easier to garner attention on, social media has kind of become the Facebook, the email list.
Yeah.
It's a list as well. Your followers are your list. But again, at some point that will probably be valuable for you. One of the ways that I'm using email is kind of to drive traffic. Like when we need to make one specific post popular, like say I'm in Salt Lake City and I need their Salt Lake City Chapter 7 bankruptcy attorney blog to get popular, I'll send the entire email list to that blog in a day and Google will start to rank that.
That's actually a really good idea. I usually segment out my list. Like I have a weekly newsletter, and I usually just send it to that instead of my whole list, but I probably should start sending it to my whole list. I get scared that they're gonna hate me for spamming them.
Yeah. Another good thing to do is contests. Like, I hate to give this away, but you could email your list some sort of win a 65-inch flat screen. So those right now you can get those for about $497, $697 tops.
Yeah.
But you could that incentivizes them to do whatever you want them to do, like go share this social media post or go search
I do that
keyword.
I do that on the CEO Legal Loft. So I give them an incentive to share on Facebook, and I'll give them a free contract template.
Nice.
So that actually has gotten me quite a bit of traction over there. But with my services, I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to
Yeah,
do.
even the absolute best email marketers, they're getting 30% open rates. You know, the best people in the world at this.
Right.
So it's very difficult for an attorney to make a newsletter about, you know, car accident lawyer. What would
Right.
they say? What would, and then I hate when I go to networking events and I give someone my card, they take my email and put me on their email
Yeah,
list. I never opted into your list.
exactly. Number one, that's not legal. That is not legal. You're not allowed to do that.
Exactly. I'm like, you're violating the FCC,
Right.
one. But two, your emails are never going to work because it's not on a curated list. It's not people
Exactly.
who opted into you. Thank you so much for bringing the email sector up.
And I feel I always like am like, am I doing something wrong here? Like what where am I going wrong on this? I mean, like I said, I continue to email them, but like I said, for quarter one, I'm gonna be really targeted about consistency and emailing my list and truly see what is happening. And then after that, I'm gonna like in Q2, I'm just gonna be like, okay, this isn't working. I am going to send out one monthly newsletter and spend most of my time on Instagram or TikTok or wherever else I'm really getting the traction.
Got you. One thing that does work on email, I think one of the problems lawyers have is they can't give anything away for free. You've kind of solved this with, you made another package, the CEO Legal Off, and you can maybe give them one of those things for free.
Yeah.
I one time was working with a plastic surgeon, and I don't know much about Botox, but he said, let's try to sell Botox to my email list. And the free giveaway was $9 per unit Botox. Apparently that's a good deal. I don't even know what that means, but I sent that to his, I sent that to his email list as if it was him writing it, and we broke his phones. You know, he had to call technicians in for the phones. A lawyer can't send, hey, free divorce consultations this month. Everybody's giving that away.
Right.
Do you do, or have you heard of ClickFunnels? Have you studied any of their stuff?
So I have heard of them. I was gonna get the book that is it Russell Brunson?
Russell Brunson.
Yeah, I was gonna get the book, but I just never did.
Okay, well, part of, I think something that would just help you tremendously is their one funnel away challenge, because they teach you how to create an offer. And the CEO Legal Off, you already have all these things you could put in that offer and sell it. And it's only $100 course. It's a 6-week course, $100. Man, even I took that. It was such great help as to how to create an offer. What is an offer for attorneys? I think that might be something you would look into for your CEO Legal Off. Or am I saying it right? The CEO Legal Off?
Yeah.
Okay, this has been a really good, we're at the 49-minute mark. I want to ask a question that I get all the time from graduating attorneys. Knowing everything you know now,
Mm-hmm.
go back and do it over. You wanted to hang your own shingle. Instead of working for someone else, you wanted to hang your own shingle, start your own firm. What would you do in terms of marketing? What's your marketing plan starting over for a new attorney?
Pre-launch.
Okay, what does that mean?
So you're going to want to start educating your audience early. I would say, especially if you're new, start like 3 months early and just educate and educate and educate and get your audience to know who you are, so that when you open up, you have clients at your disposal. I did not have that. Had I known that I could, because especially with the DOJ, you cannot work you cannot have your own law firm, you can't have your own clients, you cannot do anything until you have detached from the federal government. And so I realized that could have been my workaround. I wasn't selling anything. I would have just been educating people about the law. And had I done that, I probably would not have been broke my first year. So,
wow. Michelle Murphy, you may be a marketing expert. Because let me see if I can find this book. There's a book called The $100 Startup. I'm just going to look at my bookshelf real
Okay.
quick. Okay. The $100 startup, right? And in it, they talk about the launch cycle, launching your business. Anybody that's starting a law firm, get this book because you can do what Michelle just described, how to do a pre-launch, a launch cycle. And the reason that's important is because you generate buzz and, like you said, generate clients from day one.
Yeah.
You know, wow, I can't believe you said that.
That's what I did with the CEO Legal Loft, and I made like $20,000 in my first launch, which I think is pretty freaking good. I was happy with it.
90% of internet marketing experts have never had a $20,000 launch, you know, so I christen you marketing expert today. I would imagine in 5 years, you'll be helping attorneys market their business.
That's what everyone keeps telling me. Everyone keeps telling me that, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's my imposter syndrome, but I just kind of studied. I'm a lifelong learner for sure, especially when it comes to business. It's fascinating to me, honestly. I love the psychology behind it. I was a psychology major, so that's probably why. Just even yesterday, I was changing up my packages for my trademark services, and I was like, you know, what do I need to do? Like, how do I format my pricing? And do I put the dollar sign in? Do I not put the dollar sign in? And just all the little things that people just don't think about. I dive in deep. So,
wow, that's incredible. How long, or I guess I want to ask a question kind of like, how long have you been studying marketing? Because I'm trying to encourage other attorneys that you can do this yourself. It's not all the smoke. The reason people are so confused about it is because that's how marketers make money. They need you to be confused so that you hire them. How much studying would you say you did into marketing before it started to work for you, I guess?
I would say probably 6 months. So December 2020, I put like, so I gave myself, I was about to quit, honestly. So I would say August of 2019, because I opened up in 2019, August of 2019, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm exhausted. I'm not getting any clients. I can't do this. So I said, I'm going to run a Black Friday sale. If I do enough in my Black Friday sale, I will continue. And so I made maybe like $1,200, which to me was a lot at the time because I was pretty much making nothing. And so my Black Friday sale, I made $1,200. I was like, okay, I'm going to just keep doing this. So then the next month, I took a group coaching marketing course. I paid like $1,000, and from there I just kept taking courses. So I would say probably about 6 months of just me educating myself, which isn't that long. I started to understand. Like, it just all started clicking. And I was like, oh, okay. And even like just this past Black Friday, I bought an email marketing course because, like I said, I don't get it. I'm confused. And just the little thing of connecting my story. So every day I try to find something that I did. Even like, so Christmas, one of my ornaments fell off the tree because it wasn't secured with the little wire. It was
Okay.
at my stairs. And I just made a story around how it wasn't secure. And this is how, if you're not securing your business, your ornament's going to be falling off the tree. Like, I just kind of surrounded a story around trademarks. And so I try to do that because it's more entertaining. Number one, I like emails like that. And so, yeah, I'm a constant learner, but even just those little things, because I'm like, they're like, story sell. I'm like, I don't have any stories. But once you actually start like thinking about it, you're like, you have stories. Even just waking up in the morning, something can happen. That's a story.
That is such a good insight. So August 2019, you're about to shut down. Close it down. By December 2020, you had learned marketing. I think you said you took that $1,000 course in September 2019.
December of 2019.
Okay, December 2019.
Yeah.
Just an amazing story, because you took 6 months to learn marketing. You're going to take that with you forever now. And that's all you needed was learn 6 months of your time. And now you have this skill called marketing. Probably more and more, you're going to offload that. You're going to pay for marketing, but at least you're not going to get scammed now.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I want to tell people how they can find you. So let's talk about where's the best place to find you online. Where are all the good places to find you? I want people to follow you so they can see what you're doing.
So the best place you can find me is Instagram.com/the Trademark Attorney _. I'm always on Instagram.
Okay.
You can always find me on there. And then also on TikTok, I'm just the Trademark Attorney. And then you can also follow my CEO Legal Loft page on Instagram, which is just @CEO Legal Loft.
Okay.
And then on Facebook, I'm Wilson Murphy Law. Facebook.com/Wilson Murphy Law. And then obviously my website, wilsonmurphylaw.com.
Okay, and of course all of those will be scrolling on the screen as you're saying them and below in the description. Now let's say I have a trademark problem or intellectual property problem. I want to hire you. What's the best way to do that?
www.wilsonmurphylaw.com/contact.
Okay, thank you so much, Michelle Murphy out of Florida, trademark attorney. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video, but if you like what you see, guys, like, comment, share below. You have a question for Michelle, go ahead and ask it in the description. That's Dustin Sanchez, DustinSanchezTV.com. Peace out.